I'm Phyllis. I live in my van.
Hello, my tribe. I'm at a Walmart right now. I left the beach. It was wonderful, but the humidity, it was just enough. 2 weeks on the beach is just about enough, but I had a great time. But it made me want to talk to you about making friends on the road. If you're thinking about being a nomad, maybe you've wondered about that. You don't have to be alone if you don't want to. There's lots of ways to make friends on the road. There's lots of group activities, which I could talk about, but one thing I usually do is just go up and talk to people. And most other nomads, well, I shouldn't say most other nomads, but a lot of other nomads are more than happy to meet you. One way to do that is have a fire. If you're in a place where there's other people around, start a campfire and just kind of walk around and say, I'm having a fire tonight, or like an hour before you're gonna have a fire, walk around and say, hey, I'm gonna have a fire tonight. Would you like to come by? I've got some marshmallows to roast. And people will turn up. They just will. Not every time, but a lot of the times they will. Another thing I've done is look for a campfire. If I go somewhere and I see a group of people, I'll put a piece of firewood under my arm and camp chair under the other and walk around and say, hey, can I join you at your fire? And I've never had anyone say no, especially if you bring a piece of firewood with you. And that's appreciated. It's a gesture. It shows that you want to contribute. You want to be part of the group. So those are just a couple of things you can do. Just walk around, talk to people, ask about their rigs. A lot of people will be perfectly willing to talk to you about it. So I've done that on the road, and I've made friends. And there are people I text once or twice a week. There are people I keep in touch with on Instagram. There are people I'm planning to meet up with in North Carolina, and some other people that I just met that I plan on spending a lot more time with. So I think that's probably really common on the road, where you meet people and you make friendships, and then you go away for a little while, and then you see them again later, and that's okay. I met some lovely people at the last time I was at the beach, and I really felt like we could really be friends, like real friends. And they had their granddaughter with them, and she was just so much fun. And I teared up a little when I said goodbye to them this morning, and I think the granddaughter did too. And goodbyes can be hard too, but it doesn't have to be forever, and you can keep in touch in small ways, like with social media or texting or phone calls, or you can meet up with them again. I've randomly seen people again that I've met before. It's funny how that can work in this big country. That can really happen. So you can make friends on the road. You don't have to be by yourself if you don't want to be. If you're too introverted to do some of the things I mentioned about just going up to random strangers, then join a big group. Like, I've met a lot of people who are in the Texas Escapees, and they have lots of events. And I would recommend something like that if you just don't want to go up to strangers and say hi. So that's just a few thoughts I had today. And I want to say hi. Hi, Sophie. Love you. Bye, tribe. I love you too.